Long before the pyramids of Egypt pierced the desert skies, and centuries before Rome laid the foundations of empire, there was Mesopotamia. Here, in the Fertile Crescent, between the mighty Tigris and Euphrates rivers, humanity took its first remarkable steps toward civilization. Mesopotamia wasn't merely a collection of villages. It was the cradle of innovation, urban life, and governance. The rise of Mesopotamia began with its people, the Sumerians, around 4000 BCE. These industrious pioneers transformed the fertile plains into the world's first great cities. Among them was Uruk, perhaps the most famous of all, and Ur, an equally influential center of innovation. Life in these cities was unlike anything humanity had experienced before. Towering above the brick houses and bustling streets, the cities boasted magnificent ziggurats, temple structures built to honor the gods and link humanity to the heavens. Imagine walking through the city of Uruk at its height. The streets hum with activity. Merchants haggle in busy markets, offering textiles, pottery, grain, and livestock. Laborers craft tools from bronze, while artisans shape clay tablets for writing. Traders come and go, their caravans adorned with goods from distant lands. In these cities, everything has a purpose. There are laws to maintain order and structured communities with defined roles. It was the birth of urban living, and with it the complexity of cities as we know them today. But cities weren't Mesopotamia's only gift to humanity. The stakes were raised with one of their crowning achievements: writing. In these thriving centers, Sumerian scribes developed a revolutionary system of communication known as cuneiform, the world's first written language. At first, it was just a way to record trade transactions or track laws, but soon it became much more. Myths, poetry, and even human struggles found their way onto clay tablets. Among these writings is the Epic of Gilgamesh, one of the oldest known stories ever written. Let's pause for a moment to reflect on the significance of this achievement. Writing changed history forever. For the first time, ideas could outlast their creators. Knowledge could be passed on, trade agreements memorialized, laws etched in stone. Without writing, governance, literature, and all forms of recorded history might never have emerged. But Mesopotamia was far more than its cities or its scribes. As the cities grew, so did the demand for leadership. Mesopotamia gave rise to an innovative system, the city-state. In this structure, each city became its own independent region, governed by a king. These kings were no ordinary rulers. They were both political leaders and high priests, believed to be intermediaries between the gods and the people. With armies at their command, they managed vast trade networks, built towering temples, and sought to expand their influence. However, power created tension. City-states competed for dominance. Ur and Lagash battled for control over fertile land and trade routes. Uruk built its reputation as a center of culture and innovation, and Babylon emerged later as a legendary city-state led by a king whose legacy reshaped humanity, Hammurabi. Here lies another gift of Mesopotamia, one that echoes through thousands of years: law. Under Hammurabi's rule, the Code of Hammurabi was etched into stone, a legal framework unlike any the world had seen. Covering matters as varied as commerce, marriage, theft, and punishment, this code sought to bring justice and fairness to society. The philosophy, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, famously originates from these laws. With 282 meticulously crafted decrees, Hammurabi's code established the concept of accountability and fairness in governance, and forever linked civilization to the idea of written law. But Mesopotamians weren't just lawmakers, traders, and warriors. They were dreamers. Their civilization pioneered advancements in math, astronomy, and agriculture that still shape modern life. The Mesopotamians developed a base 60 counting system, a unique approach that influenced the way we measure time and space. Why do we divide circles into 360 degrees or count 60 seconds in a minute? It's all thanks to Mesopotamian mathematicians. And in the heavens, their gaze carried ambition. They mapped the stars and tracked celestial movements, establishing early calendars to determine the changing seasons. Agriculture thrived as they irrigated the dry plains with canals, turning them into fertile farmland and enabling their civilization to flourish for centuries upon centuries. With advanced irrigation methods and a deep understanding of the cycles of nature, Mesopotamia laid foundations for the agricultural economies that would sustain future civilizations. In every aspect of society, Mesopotamian innovation set the stage for what civilizations could become. Writing evolved into literature. City-states became empires. The Code of Hammurabi influenced countless legal systems across the world. And their advancements in math and science inspired the frameworks we still use today. By 2000 BCE, marginal lands and political turmoil began to chip away at the great Mesopotamian empires. Yet even as their cities lost dominance, the legacy of Mesopotamia was far from over. Every city built, every sentence written on clay, every law passed echoed across generations and shaped the civilizations that followed. So today, as we look back on Mesopotamia, we see something extraordinary. Without them, the world as we know it may never have come into existence. The sparkle of innovation began here, between two rivers, and the human story took its first great leap. This was Mesopotamia, the first great civilization. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment to let us know your thoughts. And stay tuned for episode 3 in our journey through the ancient world, Ancient Egypt, the land of the pharaohs.